today, when I tell you I learned a very valuable lesson, I normally try to be nice to people, treat them with kindness, with respect. But people will play with your top, and they'll play with your top for like absolutely no reason at all. Today, I had a person playing with my top, an old person. They down there 80 years old playing games. And you think, most of the time, you think to yourself when people are older, they don't really be on no bullshit like that. But I'm gonna tell y'all what happened to me. And it's crazy. Man, it's so crazy. But I had a person asking me to borrow some money. They always asking me to borrow money. Let me borrow this, let me borrow that. And most of the time I don't. It be in one ear, out the other. But they said they were trying to go somewhere and they wanted a few dollars. And so I agreed to let them borrow some money. And this somebody that thought that was okay, that done square business, but evidently not. So they wanted to go somewhere to like a little party, and a little party that was going on today. So they asked to borrow $50, and it was another guy. Me and him been knowing each other for years. He do square business. He do square business when it ain't got nothing to do with him. He gonna make it right. Okay, so make a long story short, he asked to borrow some money, and he asked the other guy did he want to borrow a little bit, and he was like, yeah, he wanted the same thing. So both of them wanted to borrow $50 a piece. So I was in the little neighborhood, and I told them, I was like, y'all just come up to the house or whatnot. And so I came home, I got the money, and I waited for them to pull up in my yard. So they pulled up in the yard, blow the horn. So the guy I do the guy that I do the business with or whatnot, where I let him borrow money from or whatnot, he came up, knocked on the door, and knocked on the door. I came out, I gave him the money. So the other guy didn't get out the truck, and so I talked to the guy handing the money, and the dude seen me handing the money. And when he got in the truck, like they get deal with each other like on a daily, like they supposed to be partners or whatnot. So at the time, I wasn't thinking I needed to hand them each the money because we done dealt with each other, or well, we done been around each other. You know what I'm saying? And ain't nobody ever had no problems with no one. You know what I'm saying? Everything been cordial, everything been good. So I walk up to the woman, I tell him, hey, I gave him $100. You got 50, and you got 50, but y'all gonna have to bust a 20. So get change for a 20. And both of them were cool. They were like, okay. So they pull off. So the guy that I know do square business, he came up to the house whenever they went to go get some beer or whatnot. I was gonna stop by the party, but they started having problems at the gas station, but I didn't know. But he later came back and told me what was going on. All right. So he said he went into the store. He gave the guy $40. Then he went inside the store, bought an 8-pack. He bought an 8-pack, and he came back out, and he took some money out the change to pay for the 8-pack. So instead of the other guy getting $10, he gave him a $5. So they would have put like, $5, like just say $5 a piece for an 8-pack. So he tried to give him $5. So that would have gave the guy 45, and that would have gave him like 43, 45, whatever dollars. So pretty much the same amount of money. So he tried to give him the $5. The older guy that I'm telling you about, the older guy, the one that been asking me to borrow money 1,000 times, and he didn't even need the money. But I'll tell y'all about that later. So he said that the guy that I do business with didn't give him the $40. So the guy that I do the business with, he came up, he told me exactly what was going on. So he told me that he paid for the 6-pack, tried to get the guy $5. He already gave him 40, but the guy saying that he didn't have the money. So that guy that I do the business with was like, hey, empty your pockets out. He didn't do it. So they get in an argument, they go on about their separate ways or whatnot. So he tell me, he come to me personally and tell me what went on. I believe him because he ain't never done me wrong. His track record is 10 out of 10. And like I said, he done paid debt for other people that he ain't had nothing to do with. So the older guy called me. He tell me the exact same story, but the only difference was he told me that the guy that I do business with didn't give him the $40 and that he demanded him empty his pockets out. And he was like, I got $4,000 in my pocket. Like, why I'm gonna take your money? And I ain't got nothing to prove to him. Like, I don't care what you got in your pocket. You agreed to borrow the money. Just $50. You agreed to borrow it, even though you got $4,000 in your pocket. You wanted to borrow it from me, which don't make no sense, but don't make any sense. So he asked me where I was at. I told him where I was at. I was like, man, I'm at home. So by that time, my cousin had asked for a ride. So he was on his way over here. So we passed by each other, we stopped, we talked. You know what I'm saying? We talking and whatnot. He go in his pocket. He up the knot on me. He's like, man, I got $4,000. I'm like, what you showing me that for? I got $50 in that knot. You gonna make this right? So I said, man, I ain't had nothing to do with when y'all went to the store. Y'all came up to my house and I talked to y'all through the window. And I told you, you got 50, he got 50. I ain't got nothing to do with what was going on at the store. Nothing. Nothing. Because you agreed to it. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, everybody done dealt with each other before. We be around each other, laughing and talking, everything been good up until this point. And he told me no, that it was the responsibility of the other guy. So you shifting all the responsibility of paying your 50 on him. And I wasn't thinking. Like I said, we be around each other all the time. I didn't know I just had to put the money in his hand, which I should have done, but I wasn't thinking because it kind of happened fast. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking all three of us can trust each other. And in the past, I had ended up holding $50 for him. He insisted on him paying me. He insisted on paying me for a job I never did. And I tried to give him his money back. And he was like, wait. But when he called me months later, I remembered he gave me that $50. That I didn't want it. I didn't want it. He just kept insisting. Like, you can do the work anytime. You can do the work anytime. But I never did do the work. So he called me months later and asked for that money. I knew he was gonna do it. I had it. I gave it back. So I'm thinking everything all good. You know what I'm saying? So he trusted me. I'm thinking I can trust him. But evidently not. So he up the night on me. And I asked him, was he gonna make it right? He said it was the other dude. And I told him, I said, man to man. I said, if I don't get my money, you ain't got nothing to say to me ever. And he tried to explain some stuff to me, and I just pulled off. I'm not no street dude or anything. I don't go for bad. It was just $50, but it's the principle. I want my money, but sometimes you gotta know when to walk away. It's a valuable lesson. I've been letting people borrow money, people I thought I can trust. And this one particular incident is it's gonna shut it down for everybody. It's shutting it down for everybody. Everybody gotta everybody, if they need something, they gotta find somewhere else to go. Cause I'm not doing this no more. I'm not doing it. I'm not. People been like it started with like one person, like in my little community. Then it just started growing. No, it started with one person, then it went to like 5 people that asked me, can they hold something till they see better? And I'm not gonna be able to do it. Somebody that I thought I could trust, they burnt their bridge today. They burnt it, you know. Some things it's not worth doing crazy stuff over. You know, you just walk away. But you can check them. I believe you check them. I told them, like, look, man to man, don't add me for shit. Don't ever add me for shit. And I meant that. Don't add me for shit. It's over with, buddy. I grew up being told to do the right thing, treat people with respect. If you are able to help them. But even though I was able to take a loss, I wasn't doing that to take a loss. I was doing that because I thought this person needed a few dollars, you know, get them by for the weekend or whatnot. And I knew they were gonna do a little partying or whatever, but yeah, it's over with. It's over with. It ain't no more nice guy type shit over here. If I got it, I got it. If I don't got it, I don't got it. It's for me. If I got it for you to lend or not, it's mine. It's over with. That go for everybody. That's sad to say, but every day you learn a lesson. Some lessons you learn a lot sooner, and some you learn later. But up until this point, for the most part, I really ain't never had no problem with nobody and money. And I'm telling you, I'm gonna learn from this experience. It's over with. It's over with. I'm done. They are done. If you need a couple dollars, I got plenty of grass that need to be cut. And you can't cut that every day either.